Hello, everybody.
Hi.
61 stops.
Hope this works.
61.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
So,
We're laughing with producer James. He's off camera. We're making plans and preparations for our upcoming April trip. We're
Welcome to TPM
trying to figure
Vid's
out
Disney
the most
Beat.
cost-effective way to, do airfare and then travel around. Do airfare and then stuff. So you're just laughing because one of the bus, if we did public transportation, is a mere 61 stops. If we go that route, and it takes 3 hours to go what would take like 1 hour. So yeah, what do we do?
I'm trying to hear how far ahead we are in the video. I'm trying to hear how far ahead we are.
So yeah.
I'm trying to hear. Oh, good. We're like 2 seconds in, so that's not too bad. Okay, good. Oh, good. We're like 2
Let
seconds.
the pigeons loose.
Okay, good. Oh, good.
So yeah, so thank you guys for joining us. We realize that it is the weekend before Christmas, so I'm sure everybody has a very busy schedule going on right now. My Christmas week is really weird because I don't have anything going on until next weekend, so it's very chill for me. You guys are leaving tomorrow.
We're leaving tomorrow. We're going for days.
You guys are leaving tomorrow.
We're leaving days. I tell you. But it should be fun. I think. I'm excited for it. But it should be fun. I think. Yeah. So. Yeah. So did you just tell everybody that we're going?
No, I didn't. I just
did you just tell everybody that we're going?
The bus stops.
Oh.
We'll leave our big announcement for maybe like
We'll
leave our big announcement for maybe like hop on.
Sure.
If you're in our patron chat, or if you're a patron and you're in our Patreon chat or Discord chat, we did already announce what the big news was. It kind of just like happened. Happened. It kind of just happened, and we're super. Kind of just happened, and we're super. Kind of just happened, and. But as you guys all know from listening to last week's show, we will be going back to the parks in April. We have our tickets for Villains Night on April. We have our tickets for.
And we have a ticket to go to the Walt Disney.
That's what we are.
Sorry.
Go ahead and announce it.
Sorry. We're going to the Walt Disney Studios on that Monday because the 23 Studios put out a calendar of stuff, and one of the things was there, and somebody in our chat told us about it, and I was like, bye! And it was so funny because I had producer James text Teresa in our chat saying, like, should we buy the tickets? And then he said, what did you say, James? Like, never mind.
In your defense, it went, somebody posted it in the chat, and I said, can we go? And then you said something like, I'll sell a kidney, and then so we ended
Love how you throw the kidney in there. Love how you throw the kidney in there. Hold on, I feel like it's important to relive this.
To relive the
Hold on, I feel like it's so let's see. It was.
So thank you to Dave for throwing that out there to put it on our radar. I had been and the weird thing was I had been looking and paying attention, but I just hadn't checked for a little while to see if the dates had been posted yet. So it's pretty awesome that it just so happens to be when we're already going to be there.
So Teresa said, "Do you want to try and get tickets for the studio tour? Not sure if it's something we need to get right away because they sell out faster if we have time." Producer James said, "Take us at the order button. Can he buy now?" And then, never mind, he bought them. Can he buy now?
And what did I say?
Never mind. LOL sounds right. Producer James said, "You know him well." LOL sounds right. And then she wanted to know what time we got and all that stuff. And then I thought there was somewhere else that we were.
In the main chat, we were talking about it.
Oh no, I thought there was some other like teasing in here, but no, I thought there was some other like teasing. Producer James and Teresa like to tease me about everything, which I mean they should. They should. Which I mean they should. So the studio tour was like $80, and then there's like a $7 per ticket processing fee or something like that.
I don't know what the processing fee is.
Yeah. I can pull. Hold on 1 second. I had a that's something else. It was so it was $80 plus the $7 service fee. So for the two of us, it was like $174 plus the $7 service fee. So and that's with the D23 membership because you got like a discount. And that's with
I don't know what I don't know. We were just so excited. We didn't really look too deep into the tour. I don't know how long the tour is for our $80. I'm gonna guess maybe like
Yeah, I didn't read the description. I think there
minimum
was a
like an
link.
hour.
Yeah,
But
I didn't
I
read
read the description, but it didn't really.
minimum like
I don't know.
an
I read like just breezed past the tour duration part.
Hold on.
I was just got really excited because it's going to be the 80th anniversary of Walt Disney Studios, and it's also the 30th anniversary of the archives. And part of the tour is going to the archives, so I'm just crazy excited. I think this is going to be a really awesome year to be going since there's two big anniversaries being celebrated.
Do you know what else we need now? We need an Imagineering tour. Do you know what else we need now? We need
They
an
do
Imagineering
those?
tour. Do you know what else we need now?
They wouldn't let us in there because we wouldn't leave. I would just like find some hole one.
Photography is limited.
I was surprised there's photography at all.
Photography is limited.
I was surprised there's
Well,
photography at all.
I mean, you can take pictures outside the buildings and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, you can take pictures outside the buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take pictures outside the buildings and stuff.
Yeah. We were joking though because Tag was saying he was gonna do better about not buying all of the merch this trip, and then I pointed out that part of the studio tour is to go to the like special studio lot store that apparently there's stuff in there that you can only get on the studio lot. So I'll have to
2.5 hours.
Oh, that's not bad. 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
So Jane just is gonna put a freeze on the credit card. So Jane just is gonna put a freeze on the credit card. So yeah, I'm crazy excited.
I like how the error message on the website is broad.
Message on the
website. Forgetting your paperwork. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. So if you are not a gold member, if you're just a regular DLWeekly member, which is free, there's a regular whatever, it's just a general member. The tickets are $100 per person with that same $7 processing. The tickets are $100 per person with that same $7.
I wonder what the $7 like. What is the $7 processing?
It probably covers all their IT. Blah blah blah. It probably covers. Oh, they're getting an echo. Blah blah blah. Oh, they're getting an echo. Oh yeah, because we've got two things going on here. Live stream. Oh yeah, because we've got two things. Is that better? You guys just have a single audio.
We can start from the beginning of our excitement.
Can we?
Oh, I'm sure.
All gone. Sweet.
Yay!
Oh, wonderful. Laura's on a flight back from Las Vegas and has worst turbulence ever, and a lady threw up all over herself.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Laura.
Well, you know, I mean, turbulence, what can I say? But I'm very excited. In fact, on our previous stream, our supporter hangout, Bob, who we interviewed on the podcast a couple weeks ago, knows Raul. Mm-hmm. Raul, and he does tours there, so maybe we'll get lucky and he'll be our tour guide. That would be super
pretty cool. That'd be really cool.
I feel like that guy does everything though, because he has pictures of a bunch of stuff. He works somewhere on Pixar Pier. Yeah. He does like security, like he does like everything for Disney. He must like be in like 30 job codes or something. But I hope so because he's gotta be
super interesting.
He posts a lot of cool stuff. I will tell you right now, if you guys are interested in following him on Instagram, he posts a lot of really cool stuff. His username is Joe Friday 714, and his name's Raul Moreno, and he has tons of pictures of like he's got like normal stuff, like he's got vintage This is gonna be really terrible. He's got like vintage photos of like Disneyland. He's got when they had Christmas trees in the water.
Oh, that's cool. Bob, the date that we are going and doing the tour is April 27th. I believe that's the last day in the chunk of tour dates that they just announced. The only one I remember off the top of my head was they also had April 25th, that Saturday. Mm-hmm. They had tour dates as well. Another listener is going to be there on the 27th. Also, he's in a different tour group than we are, though. We're in the 2 o'clock tour group, which I don't know if you ever answered me if you could choose times or if it just assigned you times.
Okay, so the dates for the tour are January 27th, February 24th, March 16th, March 30th, April 13th, and April 27th. No, tours will take place at the Walt Disney Studios. There'll be a 9:30, a 10 a.m., a 1:30 p.m., and a 2 p.m. Check-in will begin outside the Hyperion Bungalow at the Disney Studios 30 minutes before your tour.
So when you ordered the tickets, did you get an option of times, or does it just assign you?
You get an option of times. There's also Gold and Gold family members, so not the general. You can also have dates of January 25th, February 22nd, and April 25th. And those days, it's 9 a.m., 9:30, 10, 10:30, 12:30, 1, 1:30, and 2.
Lots
of dates. And that one you only have to show up 15 minutes before your tour. I sure can.
Yeah, let me get that typed in there.
Wait, double check.
Oh, that'd be cool, Bob. Maybe he can request to do that one, or maybe I don't know. Maybe we could switch our time. I don't know. Maybe we can't. Maybe we're locked in now. We're committed, and
I think we're committed.
There's no switching times.
I think we're committed. But he's got I want to show you this because this is super cool. So he's got pictures on this of he's got pictures of Walt with some kids in the park.
Not yet. Okay.
That were on Instagram. That's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get you.
He shares a lot of really cool stuff.
Are you in focus?
Cool, I think so. No. Too far. Yes. Yes. So anyway, so that was the big announcement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we're very excited for that. I gotta bring the chat back up.
Crazy excited about it.
If my mouse would stop working.
So yeah, this trip's gonna be crazy because it starts with the Walt Disney Studios tour, and then it basically ends with Villains Night. So that'd be fun.
Well, and depending on what we do for flight and stuff, we might even get in the day before to do the parks that weekend.
We might be in the parks Sunday, studio tour most of the days Monday. We do plan to tag an annual pass this next time, so we'll be in the parks a lot.
We already
because we can.
We also have 2 potential trips planned. So we have this April one, and we're looking at sometime in August again.
So producer James can come with us because he'll be on break, and we'll be able to vacation.
I also want to say, because I think this is important anytime we talk about this. So for those of you watching that are supporters, we would not be able to do any of this without you. So the fact that we were able to go to the studios tour or go to Disneyland or get annual passes is all because of you guys. It is amazing that you guys support us doing this. It's fun for us to do, but it's amazing that you guys enjoy it enough that you feel that you want to help support it and allow us to go and, of course, meet some of you guys and stuff. And for those of you, even if you're not a supporter, if you can make it down during that week, we'd love to meet you.
Just by watching or listening or following us on Instagram, you guys are still, definitely still supporting the show, even though you're not a patron. So thank you guys for that. Just, sharing everything, spreading the word about us so our community can grow. It's just incredible. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. And it's so cool to me because of the podcast, we're now able to do more of this stuff. We're able to go out to the parks more often, which then, in my opinion, gives more back to the podcast.
Sure.
It's just kind of this really cool snowball effect that's happening because after we got to go out for D23, I feel like everything's kind of changed, and I feel like, I don't know, it's a little bit more fast paced of a podcast. Do you get what I'm saying? You seem confused.
No, I'm trying to think.
I feel like we're more connected to the parks now. And that we're just gonna keep being more connected.
I feel more connected to the community because even though we had the chat, it was so cool to meet you guys in person. And we just had the supporter hangout before this, and both the people. It's by the holidays. It's very hard, but both people that were on that with us, we met while we were in the park. So it's just amazing, and I look forward to meeting you guys. Everybody who listens that we've met, there hasn't been anybody that we've met through this experience that I can't see myself being friends with. It's so cool.
Everybody's really amazing.
Of course, we all have a shared love of Disney, So
we're all good people because we all love Disneyland.
That is true. Yeah, we're not those bad Disney people that are
that's just such an okay. Sorry, sidetrack. That's just such an oxymoron to me that you get grumpy Disney people. I don't know. Disney makes me so happy. I don't know how you can be grumpy about it. But teach their own, right?
You know how you can be grumpy about it? You could have somebody that wants to spend every penny they have at the parks. I'm looking over at producer James here.
He's
Sorry,
not grumpy
James.
about it. He's just going to leave you at home.
I'll enjoy the park on my own.
He'll give you a fake credit card and debit card to go with. Or he'll just only give you cash. So
Oh,
that you have
jeez.
to stick to your budget.
Now we're talking.
He's like, here's $20. Don't spend it all in one place.
Venmo's you like $20 a day.
Jeez. You guys are terrible.
Oh, you're terrible.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to have fun and review things for the podcast.
So you keep telling yourself that. But I have to have a lightsaber. It's for the podcast. But I have to have a, what's another cool thing? Big cool thing. Droid. It's for the podcast.
He still wants that.
A droid?
I don't want a droid.
Do you want Rex? Oh, not this again.
So there must be something with this that like it draws the battery while it's just sitting here. So I'm gonna have to start taking the batteries out while it's sitting there. So be forewarned, if you have a lightsaber,
Maybe don't store it with the batteries on.
don't store it with the batteries in, because I changed this not too long ago. It already dead, I tell you.
Bob's right. We're probably still doing it cheaper than if we lived there, because we'd be there all the time, buying all the things, eating all the food.
I don't even need to do that part. What am
That's
I
the
doing?
other thing too. Food is just, it's so good, but man, it gets expensive.
We're gonna have to like pack a lunch.
Well, see, this last trip when we did D23 was interesting because you and I do the parks. We're pretty similar on how we do the parks, but the one big difference is food.
How so?
I don't eat as much as you do.
What are you trying to say?
Like, I don't do breakfast, lunch, dinner when I'm in the park. I do like one big meal and maybe a small meal and a snack.
Yeah, I like snacking.
Yeah, you like snacking and meals. We have like breakfast, lunch, dinner, plus
Well,
snacks.
yeah, I mean, we're burning a lot of fuel while we're
Well,
wandering around the park. What, James?
Burning that fuel.
burning that fuel. But yeah, I don't know. See, usually I get, and my other problem too, like we had talked before, is I get so tunnel visioned that I don't like eating is just not a priority for me. I'm like, I'd rather be doing things than stopping and sitting at restaurants.
Yeah, but when you're at the park, like you see all this good food and it smells good and stuff, and you just want to eat it.
I know, but that's stopping. So when we did the 5-day trip, I was a little bit more relaxed, and definitely when I went back with my family, I felt more relaxed. I didn't feel like I had to.
How are you gonna feel in April?
I'm probably relaxed again, just because I get to go more frequently than I was before.
Sure.
So I don't feel quite like rushed.
Ah, see, Ace is on my side. But eating his way around the parks more than
riding rides. Dang.
You know what I want? I don't think this will happen for a while, but I want to get to the point where I can go to the park, and even though I live far away, I think it'd be really cool to be able to go to the park and like just sit like on Main Street and watch people and not feel like I'm in a rush to have to do a bunch of stuff.
See, we did that for a little bit during the August trip.
Well, we were waiting for the parade.
No, I'm talking like when we did like kind of like a lazy morning on Main Street, and we like watched the Dapper Dans for a while and did some Main Street vehicles.
No, I mean literally just like sit for a while and like talk about whatever. Just have like discussion as we sit there.
Saying. Like
not
podcast discussion or just like normal conversation?
Whatever. Like just like not feeling like we have to go ride something or we have to be somewhere. Like we're just chilling.
I felt like we had that a few times.
I felt like we had that when we were. I felt like we had that when we were waiting for the electrical parade because we just were sitting there chatting.
Yeah.
And we did do a little bit of recording. I also think it's different when you have like a group of people. So like we were in a pretty big group. So I feel like if it's just you and me, like we might have those moments more.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when we did have downtime, we were spending it like all of us talking to each other. We weren't paying attention to the park. We were paying attention to our conversation.
Yeah.
Where I feel like there was that night when you and I were in Galaxy's Edge, the last night. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was cool because like we kind of just were like very calm. We had a very calm conversation.
Yeah. Oh, my legs hurt so bad that night. That was the last night of the trip after all of the D23 and all of the park. And I was just like, ugh.
Well, the thing too, Bob, is that like if like there's so much other stuff to do other than ride attractions, you know, that you can like just kind of hang out and like do stuff. I mean, like maybe if I lived closer, maybe it'd be cool like having a pass and go and be like today I'm just gonna like try some different snacks around the park, or like today I'm gonna go ride like my 3 favorite attractions, or like today I'm gonna go watch all the street performance things, so like Dapper Dans
like,
or whatever.
Yeah,
like
grab a table at like I don't know, somewhere like
Plaza
at the Jolly
or whatever.
Holiday.
Sure.
That was really cool when I was at the park in September
with Alex.
and Alex and I recorded at the Jolly Holiday. We were kind of like on the raised level part, and we were all the way out towards the fence, so we were just kind of like overlooking the hub. It was very cool.
Yeah, yeah. And or have like a day where you're like, I'm just gonna go experience like some of the like spectaculars, like the parade or the fireworks or something, and just kind of like relax.
Definitely. Let's see.
Oh, cool! I didn't know we did that for you guys.
Oh, that's awesome, Kate and Bob. It's incredible how many non-attraction things there are in the park when you really like take a step back, because everybody's first focal point, of course, is all the attractions.
Well, yeah,
riding all the things, doing all that stuff. And even it's amazing that then you take another step back from it and you realize how much of an attraction a lot of those queues are, like we've talked about before. But yeah, it's crazy. If you ever take a look at like the Disneyland map and they give you like here's today, well, I mean, it's kind of going by the wayside. If you look at the app or if you actually look at the piece of paper, it shows you the list of all the different events and like performances and whatnot going on that day. It's crazy. There's so many things. Like the Disneyland band, I mean, they play way more frequently than I realized. Same thing with the Dapper Dans. I didn't realize that I don't know. It's very cool. What are you looking at?
What's a 50-minute wait for event activity? Oh, Haunted Mansion.
Of course,
Holiday.
it's the Haunted Mansion Holiday.
Well, but I thought that would be under attractions, but it's
What is this event?
event activities.
Is there something going on tonight?
That was no, it was event activities. So I think it's like the event is the holiday.
Oh, got it.
And so they have holiday versions of things.
Got it.
I need to look through this app more often. So if I just go to entertainment, I mean, look at this. There's tons of entertainment.
Tons.
There's
Tons and tons.
30 different things to do that's entertainment in Disneyland, and as you zoom in into like...
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, one thing I want to do next time, and maybe we can do this when we're there in April, is I want to take some time and, like, hang out in, like, the little... I don't know, I call it like the little princess area, the little fantasy fair area.
Yeah.
They have that little stage show. They do little...
I've never seen anything
I haven't either. I've walked past it while they're doing stuff, but I've never actually taken the time to, like, sit down and watch one.
Amanda likes you talking about
all the food.
I'm glad somebody likes the food, because every week when we're writing the script, and when there's not a lot of news going on, there's usually food news going on. So sometimes I feel like all we're doing is talking about food.
Lots of food.
And I'm like, who the frick cares about the food this much? By the way, I've never seen these guys, the Pearly Band, like they're the Fantasyland band.
Yes, I have. I saw them last time we were there when I was there with my family.
Oh.
They like walked through. They remind me, you've seen Mary Poppins.
Yes? Yeah, they remind me of the Mary Poppins people.
Yes, they remind me of the Mary Poppins, the little band in the cartoon part of Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like playing, they had like a little, I don't know, they were playing and walking around Fantasyland when I think we were standing in line for Pinocchio. Anyways. See, there's stuff all over the place. It's crazy.
55-minute wait for Smuggler's Run.
What time is it? Oh, it's like 6 o'clock.
On, what did it say, Sunday?
Sunday. 6 o'clock on a Sunday, but the Sunday before Christmas.
That's true.
Christmas week.
I'm curious. I thought I had the Disney World app, the My Disney Experience
Let's see.
app.
Bob said there's a holiday quartet singing in the Grand Californian the other day. Oh!
Oh.
That's really cool. Man. They sang happy birthday to his daughter. That's very cool.
That is nice.
And one of them was the guitar guy from Pixar.
Oh, good. I'm glad they found something.
Good. I'm glad he has something else to do, since we learned that you get hired for that one part. And when that part is done, you may be done. So I'm glad that he's still there.
I agree with you, Amanda. Like yes. I thought that the food was pretty abysmal there for a while. But it's nice that they have, like, good stuff now. We noticed that when we went the last time. I'm like, wow, they've really, like, upped their game.
Even just recently, I feel like they've upped their game. Because Yeah. Because I remember going not that long ago, and you definitely, I mean, you brought in snacks and whatever just to save on costs, but you kind of brought in snacks too because it was, why did you want to pay, you know, whatever, $10 for a hot dog or, what were our hot dogs at D23 that were
$9 a piece.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Don't eat at D23. That's
the
what we
boys,
definitely learned.
every time we talk about hot dogs, the boys go, $9 hot dogs? I'm like, shut up.
Casper was there for the $9
I
hot
know.
dog, but
They
Simone
both,
wasn't.
but Simone heard about it and couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So, Kate, you were talking on the other stream about how your experience. Was the food good at Blue Bayou?
Oh, yeah.
Because she had a poor service
Recently
experience.
had a poor experience there.
Service experience,
Which
I think.
it just makes me so sad because I don't know.
Okay, so
Oh, fun! Drew, who played the Mad Hatter in the Mad Tea Party Band, was singing with the Dapper Dans. Very cool.
nice, nice.
Well, at least the food was good. Dang, that just makes me so sad because a big part for me, yes, of course, is the food at Blue Bayou, but it's the ambiance. And so if I had grouchy wait staff yapping where I could hear them yapping about being grumpy about stuff, that would just ruin it for me too.
Oh, I was trying to look at wait times for Rise of the Resistance in Florida, but I realized that it's all access groups.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't join. I mean, I don't think I can because I don't have a ticket, but it looks like they've had quite a thing.
It's been pretty busy.
Yeah. Well, look what groups are in. 165 to 166.
A day, or is that total?
That's today.
There was 165 groups today?
There was more because they're boarding it now.
Dang.
It's 9 o'clock there.
Yeah.
They're open. I wonder what
so
time
they
the park
still have a
closes.
couple hours.
I think so.
Dang.
Oh, here, hold on. They are open until 10 tonight, so. And they have extra magic hours from 10 till midnight, but Rise of the Resistance is open.
Did Amanda saying that the Blue Bayou, she thought they used to have prime rib.
They did.
Remember
They did.
Okay.
Because that's what I bought and didn't think was that great.
The Wine Country Trattoria is yummy. I only ate there for the Oogie Boogie dining package.
We should eat there when we go.
It was yum.
Can you buy
that dessert? Yum.
Can you just go there and eat?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
We should maybe
it's
go
like
there.
Blue Bayou. You can do the World of Color dining package there, or you can just eat.
What was the prices? Was it like Blue Bayou prices?
It's kind of like Blue Bayou prices, yeah.
Darn. Because
I see if I can pull up the menu.
I want to experience more places at Disneyland, but I feel like they're expensive.
See, now that's why we just eat the one big meal and just have a couple snacks throughout the day. We'll just have maybe a corn dog early in the day, and then. Are you wasting away from the thought of not eating?
No, I love food.
That's fine. I love food too.
What was the? Oh, I don't know if James is still working on this. Hold on.
See Disney.
Continue session. It's like from Austin Powers Goldfinger or whatever, where he's like.
See, Amanda and I would get along great in the park. She snacks all day and has and that's what I do, late lunch, early dinner kind of thing.
Snack all day and then do a late lunch or early dinner. Okay.
It's not bad. You'll survive.
Rolls at the Starbucks? No. And popcorn the rest of the day?
Prime rib and popcorn.
Well, the popcorn, you gotta get one of those popcorn bucket deals where it's like $1 a thing.
Oh, Bob, I have to tell you, I have been using my AP tumbler at home nonstop.
Which one?
The one that was the refillable tumbler.
Oh, nice.
Nonstop. I've been using it nonstop. I hope they come out with something like that next year and we can get one and we can actually use it at the park and get the dollar refills or whatever.
But that's only $1 refills every day, or?
No, anytime. There were certain places. Remember, you bought the cup for, I don't know, $15
and it was good for
or something.
For that period.
Good for whatever, like a couple months, and you had to go to certain locations and you got dollar soda refills.
Mm.
Oh, I love that cup so much.
You know, Amanda, you know what I miss? I don't know if you ever had one of these since you were talking about food. And Kate, you might remember these too. They used to have chocolate and caramel covered pretzel rods that had it was rolled in like almonds, and it was back in the candy place by Pooh's Corner, and I was so excited when we went back there, and I went prancing into the store,
yeah, you did.
And I was pointing out the candy makers to Casper, and I turned and I looked at the candy shelf, and they didn't have any there.
Maybe you were the only person that got it. Here, do you want to look at the?
Can we go to...
Oh, I got their ribeye. That's what I had gotten.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty pricey.
But then you like the linguine.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there's
yeah.
other stuff that's
Yeah.
chicken parm.
I have already forgotten how expensive Disney is because I'm like, oh,
$27 for the salmon.
yeah.
So yeah, that's what it's like, Italian foods
Yeah.
plus a ribeye steak. Okay. I feel like they had those not that long ago. The tumblers? I forget what we were talking about now.
Tumblers.
Yeah, that was right before we went in August, and like they had just finished. I think they had just finished, or they were just finishing during our August trip. What are you looking at?
I was looking at the time on that flight that James had found.
That's the Sunday one.
Mm-hmm. That's fine because it's leaving from here. So I'd be fine getting to the airport here at 6 a.m.
Yeah, but this is the Sunday one was more expensive than the Saturday one, so that's what we were trying to figure out. If we
Right, but then when you had the hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
The pretzel stick things. Oh, your pretzel stick
Oh, not at the end of summer, that's for sure. Because when we were there in August, they didn't have them, and I was very upset.
Well, maybe, yeah. I don't know. Do they rotate the candy? Like what they make? Is it always the same stuff?
I always thought.
Because I felt like there was a lot of toffee last time I was there.
Yeah.
Lots of toffee.
Do you know what I was sad about?
What?
So we bought that churro toffee,
and
I was like trying to like ration it, and I set it on the counter in our kitchen, and it got buried. And by the time I like found it was bad.
It was all sticky.
Woo! A bag of the toffee, yeah. You know why? Because everybody will pay it.
The toffee went from like $10 to $15.
Yep.
Wow. Dang. Supply and demand, I guess.
Well, if you think about it, I mean,
that would be a fun thing if they did like tours of the like candy making places, because you can see them like making tiger tails or like dipping apple, like not even dipping apples, decorating the apples. But you don't see them making like the pretzels or the toffee.
Yeah. Did anybody get the? They do make the toffee. Did anybody get the? Because I was following that Disney food person on Instagram that was like obsessed with the churro toffee, and like she had a bunch of videos of them making the churro toffee. Like, anyway, I stopped following her finally because I'm like, I can't deal with this much churro toffee.
So
hold on, I was gonna ask. Hold on. I was gonna ask, did anybody get Disneyland candy canes? I know Gretchen did, right?
She did. She got 2.
Well, didn't she have like her small child had a little wristband to get one?
I don't know. I don't remember if she was in the park by herself, or I don't remember. So there's hope for you.
Raspberry white
they have
chocolate
staples, and then they rotate other stuff with the candies. So maybe your pretzel rods were just on the rotation out.
Maybe. I did like the churro toffee. There's some stuff that you can buy at Disneyland that you can buy other places, and it tastes the exact same. Like, I really like peanut brittle, but I'll just wait and buy it somewhere cheaper.
Yeah.
The only thing I think with Disneyland is, like, I feel like their stuff is fresher. So, because peanut brittle is really good when it's fresh, because it, like, crunches better.
Oh, dang! Kate was trying to get a candy cane, but didn't get one. Kate, have you had one of the candy canes before, or not yet?
Or has anybody had one of the candy canes before?
Has anybody had one of the candy canes before? That's a Disney bucket list item for me, is trying these darn candy canes. They probably...
Too bad they don't have them in April.
They probably... You don't want them in April, but they've been sitting for months. Maybe they aren't as magical as I assume that they are, but they just feel like they're so magical because they're fresh and they're big.
I feel like we've talked about them so much and they've been hyped so much that there is no way it will ever meet the expectation. On the bucket list for Bob,
Still on the bucket list, too. Oh, no. That stinks, Amanda.
Oh.
Dang. Sometimes it works out perfectly, and then other times it's like that. Like, I don't know. Isn't that weird how that works? Sometimes you just miss something, or sometimes it just happens to me.
Well, it's always a bummer when, like, because sometimes you do a Google search, and, like, when they do things that happen multiple years, you'll get a situation like that where, like, you don't look quite close enough, and then it's
for whatever reason it shows you the, like, past ones and not the ones that people would actually be asking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately.
It's goofy. Definitely goofy.
It is on my bucket list.
I can't wait until Gretchen reports back to us how they are. Although
we did get our bucket list of the Walt Disney.
We did. Yeah.
The Walt Disney.
I was thinking about
Studios.
that actually this morning or sometime today. That I need to actually write my Disney bucket list down because I've actually crossed some things off of it already that I wouldn't have thought. Getting an annual pass was on my Disney bucket list because that was something that I had never had before.
Do you have?
And I'm such a nerd, and I carry it with me every day, which maybe is not the smartest thing to do, but yeah, it's in my wallet.
Do you? Well, you never know when you might magically be at Disneyland.
I might need it.
That teleporter that's going to happen.
Need it.
Do you have anything on your Disney bucket list that's not Disneyland? Do you want to go to the other international parks and stuff? Okay.
I want to do. Yep, I want to visit all of the parks. Let me think, because this is why I have to write it down because there are weird things on there, like a candy cane. That's not normally on people's Disney bucket list, but it's on my Disney bucket list.
Candy cane.
Holidays. I have not been to Disneyland for Christmas.
I want to go back for New Year's because that was one of the most magical times. I know it's crazy busy now, and I think it was not as crazy busy when I went there, but it is magical. I want to go back to Paris. I want to go, of course, to all the Asian parks.
Mm-hmm. I still want to be on. I want an in-show exit on a ride. That's the dumbest thing, but I want it so bad. We were so close with Star Tours. That was the closest I've ever been onto an attraction breaking.
Well, with an annual pass now, you have more opportunities to be on attractions.
Maybe we should start figuring out what the statistic I should feel pretty lucky that I haven't been on an attraction that has broken down with how often I go. We should figure out what the statistic is of how many people are like me that go as often.
Right.
I feel like I'm weird that it hasn't happened.
Right. Well, most people would feel thankful that they haven't been exited from anything.
That's cool. That's another thing. I want to go to the barn. They have it open for tours on the third Sunday of each month. But the barn will be right there. I want to go to Griffith Park. It's another non-Disneyland bucket list item.
I'm looking at the
Walt's Barn.
Yeah. Carolwood Foundation. Generally open every third Sunday of the month from 11 to 3. Check out the Facebook page for more updates.
There's a lot of things. I gotta write it down. I have to start writing these things down.
I want to see his barn. I want to see. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Marceline.
Well, that's closer to us. We should do.
Close,
we should do in fact,
Chicago,
when we were at D23, we talked to the guy there, and he said he would do an interview with us at the Walt Disney Museum in Marceline.
That was pretty cool.
The hometown museum, wasn't it?
That was pretty cool. Oh, dang! Oh, that's cool. Kate has never been on a ride breakdown either. Okay, maybe I'm not that odd.
I like to think that it's because, well, I guess she's been going regularly for over 40 years. I was going to say if she's been going with Jude, she doesn't like to ride a lot of things, so maybe they just go on the rides that don't break down as often. You know where I want to get in-show exited from?
Where?
Peter Pan.
Yes, that's one of the ones. There's a list. There's a top 5 list.
Pirates,
I think would be kind of cool, but I also feel like Pirates would take a while.
Where would you like to get evacuated from?
Indy.
Is that your number 1?
And the Haunted Mansion.
Is that your number 1?
I don't know what my number 1 is.
Okay.
There are certain ones that I'd be like, well, of course it's this one that breaks down. I don't care about seeing this.
Like Snow White or something.
Well, even that I think would be kind of could walk through the setup.
Or Casey Jr.
Yeah. That would be my
or storybook.
The teacups. Just get off. that would be my luck.
The teacups. You just get off.
But here's your in-show exit.
That would be the most disappointing in-show exit. That made my night. That was amazing.
Yeah, there's certain like I would not want to have an in-show
Mater's
exit on like
Jamboree.
That'd be my luck. I wouldn't want an in-show exit on like the Fun Wheel, the Pal Around. I would not want that one, and I would also not want one on the Incredicoaster.
You don't want to walk next to them?
No. I don't want to have to. Nope. But yeah.
Man, I can't get over that.
That'd be the worst. The Tika. Or Autopia. Just walk back. Go on.
It'd probably be faster than driving.
Autopia, yeah.
You probably don't want an in-show exit from the monorail.
No.
Because you got to climb up and down the cone.
Yeah, and that feels like that would be a long process one, too. But, I don't know, I think that it's good. Kate's just like me.
Maybe it was happening.
Tay has a picture. Kate, when you, Tay, and Bob, and Walt, when that group of us went on Haunted Mansion, and we, stopped for a long time in the graveyard scene, Tay has a picture, because I thought we were getting, having an issue, and we were going to get to leave. He has a picture of me, getting all sorts of excited, and then it went. Because remember it had broken, something had happened, and we waited in the foyer for a really long time, because they did have some sort of in-show exit thing, and they had to reset stuff. So,
I remember you being very excited.
Are you trying to find the picture?
Yeah. So it was before D23?
Yeah, it was before the night before D23.
Okay.
The other time when I was just there for Haunted Mansion Holiday.
Oh, yeah. Because here's Teresa's
getting
face.
all excited.
Oh my goodness, it's happening. Uh-oh. Can you click over to this?
And then when we were there for, when I was there for the holiday version, you cannot see it. Oh yeah, there I am. In a Doom buggy, getting really excited. And I think no, I hadn't gotten my...
Yeah, because we had this great shot.
Yeah, because we were right in front of the bus when it happened.
Yeah, I love the, You look so good. You're like, is it happening?
That would have been good if you would have gotten the dang it, the disappointment afterwards. But like
I said, you're the only person that I think is excited that this might happen.
Kate's getting excited too.
That's
it
true.
Sounds like. And then when I rode Haunted Mansion Holiday with Alex, we got stopped for an unusually long time. But it was in the ballroom scene, and we were totally 100% centered in front of the gingerbread house. It was the perfect place to be stopped.
So did you sit there and gawk at it for a while?
Yeah, it was very cool. I was hanging out. I was trying to hang out of the Doom buggy as much as I could.
You're the reason that they stopped it.
Ma'am, please get back in the Doom buggy.
Ma'am, can you please return to your Doom buggy?
Please remain seated. But yeah, it was very cool. Plus, I think the graveyard scene would be the coolest to do an in-show exit from.
Do we ever hear from Alex? Is he gonna go to the Villains Night?
We haven't heard from Alex. He might be busy with work stuff right now. We don't.
Oh yeah, he did say this is the busiest time of the year.
Busier time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to ask. Let's see. Ooh, Amanda's going to be back in February, same week of the new parade and the Food and Wine Festival.
Oh,
dang!
Gosh.
I'm really excited about it.
Do we know what else is going on in April?
Well, Rise of the Resistance will be open. The new parade will be going.
Well, no, but I mean, is there anything special going on during that time?
Oh, Villains Night. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't think there really is. I think that's kind of a dead time. So hopefully it will just mean light crowds.
Slower.
Because Food and Wine Festival will be done by that point.
I can't. It's not going to. Yeah, it only gets me to the end of January on the calendar, so. Did we ever go for any of the extra magic hours?
That's another thing.
Or the what the heck's the other magic morning?
No, we didn't. We just were open to close every day. Why didn't we do a magic morning?
It is after Easter.
Maybe we were just.
Oh, we'll miss the egg hunt. Yeah.
Dang it! Oh, if we would see, that's another Disneyland bucket list.
Because Easter Sunday is what? Is it the 25th or the 18th?
I don't know. Doesn't your calendar tell you?
Easter. Easter's the 18th.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was wondering if, because there's the egg hunt, there's the Valentine hunt thing.
Wait, we're the
30th last week.
Oh, we are the last week. Oh, because the third. Okay.
30th is the
Yeah.
night.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I think it's just going to be a slower time at the park, which that's totally fine. I'm not sad about that.
Oh, that Sunday we have a Patreon hangout scheduled.
It'll be. We could do that from the park if we're there. Depending on what our flights.
What is our plan for that week for the podcast?
Fun. Or we could have the meetup.
What's our plan that week for the podcast?
What do we do for D23? We recorded stuff and then sent it to James.
James did it. Yeah. Well, James and Vern want to do a Star Wars
themed episode really bad.
So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. We've got plenty of time to figure out what the podcast would be happening. And I feel like we're pretty okay now with figuring out live little snippety things or little videos for Patreon and for Instagram. We didn't do any Facebook Live stuff when we were there, but we at least got the hang of Patreon's weird that it hard cuts
off, yeah.
At 30 seconds or whatever. So that kind of got.
I think it's 15 seconds. It's not very long.
Yeah, that took some getting used to.
Yeah. But Instagram and stuff, we did some stuff for, which was nice. We didn't really do a lot for Twitter or links to anything or anything. It might be cool to do a stream.
I don't feel like that many people follow us on Twitter compared to Instagram and Facebook.
We get tons of followers, but I think they're just
on
watching
Twitter?
us. Yeah, because I get notifications all the time that we get new followers.
Oh. I don't know that much about Twitter. You're the Twitter person more so than I am.
I am totally just a watcher.
Yeah, I'm a watcher.
So we have 386 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, I think we're 5 something on Instagram.
Oh, I'm sure. Well,
And
Instagram lends
7
itself
on
to that a
Facebook.
little bit more.
Yeah.
So if I go...
However, sometimes I wonder if people know what it is they're following. Do you know do you know what it is we're following, or do you just what
We have
our posts
522 followers on there.
That's awesome. That's amazing. It really is amazing. So I was joking with. We have 779 on Facebook.
Oh yeah, Facebook's a big one.
I was joking with Tag, so you guys also the picture of he and I wearing matching Christmas sweaters. Spoiler alert, it's actually Vern's Christmas sweater that he was wearing. Tag and I do not own matchy-match sweaters. No. But anyways.
The Tim Tracker wore it.
Yeah, he came over yesterday and we did a little kind of Christmas thing at my house. And he told me that the Tim Tracker was wearing that sweater. And I said, oh, we should splice the two of you next to each other and do a who wore it best.
No.
He didn't like that.
No. Because I'm going to show you this.
I thought it'd be hilarious.
I'm going to show you why I couldn't. Because he doesn't show the whole thing.
Oh, you can't see the whole sweater?
The only reason that I knew that it was the sweater is because I recognized the top of it.
So you won.
I don't think that's how it works, dude. So I go to his page.
Why not?
It was his
We're
rise.
making up the
I think it
rules.
was his Rise of the Resistance Day of all things.
Oh, that's hilarious. I was just going to ask if they had their baby yet.
They did. See?
There it is. There's the sweater.
You can see it better at the end when he's talking about Rise of the Resistance. About how I can't show you too much of this video because I know you
don't show me. Don't show. Yeah, I can see that it's a sweater. Though.
Yeah, it's totally the sweater.
We went to dinner last night, and Vern and I were wearing our matchy-match sweaters, and Vern got compliments on his sweater, but I didn't get compliments on mine. I'm like, the same darn sweater. Apparently they like Mickey
Where
better.
did you go?
We were at Texas Roadhouse.
Oh.
Maybe like Mickey better than they like Minnie.
You guys have a Texas Roadhouse problem. You don't even get the free meals there anymore.
What I did was, with it being the holidays, right? You get bonuses for buying gift cards. So I got free gift cards for buying gift cards. So I'm like, well, we go here a lot anyways. I may as well just...
They do have good food. I'll give you that. I'm excited. Teresa got...
I'm a real big steak and potato and salad person.
Teresa and Vern got us a nice gift certificate to a restaurant in town and a night off from the boys.
Yes, they have a date night.
Yeah, so it'll be nice because we can just kind of drop the boys off with Teresa and Vern, and we'll never get them back because the boys are so great that they will keep them because they're great at doing dishes and keeping the house clean. They're just well-mannered boys. So She's gonna steal them from us. Steal them.
Steal. I'll steal them. They'll come willingly. It's fine.
It's true. Catsper loves you, so. I mean, he loves us too. Like,
because we're fun. I don't know.
well, his first experience with you was Disneyland, so I mean, like, come on.
You can't really top that.
Simone said that, like, because he was looking, there was a trip he could have gone on, and like one of them was like California, so he would have gone to Disneyland, California Adventure, Universal Studios, the zoo, for his exchange program thing.
Oh.
Yeah, they did like a week thing, and you pay for it.
Yeah.
But like you would go basically all of California because you would do the zoo and Disneyland, California Adventure, and Universal.
Yeah.
You'd go up to San Francisco, and you'd go to Alcatraz and like all this stuff in San Francisco, and it was like didn't include airfare, which is a big problem. And it was like $1,500. But I'm like, that's actually not a bad price when you include the attraction tickets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they get meals, like at the parks and stuff. And I was like, that's not a bad deal. And he's like, I don't like Disney, like you like Disney. And I'm like, I talked to Casper about it because Casper thought that Disneyland was like a museum.
Yeah, he did.
So he's like, he probably thinks it's like a museum, and it's like not a museum. Because like, and Casper's in our boat now of like he can't fathom why anybody would not have a great time at Disneyland. Because it's so amazing.
It is amazing. It's so magical. But we all know that. That's why we love it so much.
Even if you don't like Disney, I feel like you could still like Disneyland. Because like there's a lot of attractions that aren't based on like Disney.
Yeah, but I think like
especially now with Star Wars and Marvel. And,
age group though, right? Like it's all about like immersion and being immersed in the stories.
Sure.
Whereas like he might be looking for like thrill rides.
There's some thrill rides though. I think there's something for everyone in Disneyland.
Yeah, but it's not like as thrilling and crazy as like Universal and Six Flags. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Because I mean, think about it. I don't think they really. I mean, it's a very unique thing. I don't think they have things that are quite on scale or quite the same as it. And because we have Disney parks, then we also have. Then Universal also happened too. So it's kind of, the theme park in that sense is very common here because they just are. I don't think they have theme parks like we do.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Which is sad.
Yeah. But why would you think it's a museum? Like, why would a museum be so dang popular? I mean, I guess like the Louvre and stuff is very popular. Yeah. It's just a museum, but I don't know. Oh,
that's right. You weren't on that episode. That was when James and I were hosting, and he was and Catsper was our guest.
Yeah.
When he told us he thought it was a museum.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until that episode.
Me either.
I did not know that. I'm like, how were we there that whole time and like we didn't even...
He was just getting to know us.
I guess so. Maybe he was embarrassed.
Traveling carnivals? Oh. He used to work at a traveling... Why am I not surprised that you know somebody who worked at a traveling carnival?
That'd be fun. Vern would run away and join the circus if that was still a thing. It really isn't a thing.
If he was born 100 years ago, he'd be in the circus.
He would run away and join the circus. Because like clown school used to be a thing. It's not a thing anymore.
Where did Vern's like love of the circus come from? Do you know?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
There's pyrotechnics for
did
Nitro Circus.
Oh, that's cool. He went to Circus World Museum a lot growing up. So I wonder if it's kind of like his Disneyland, because he did Disneyland growing up. So,
well, it's so cool to me. We gotta, when the weather gets better,
we gotta go down there and do something with that too.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of the Disney circus wagons.
We have lots of ideas.
Posted photos of, because there was a Disneyland circus for a very, very brief period of time, and a lot of the wagons are actually now in Wisconsin, and they're like 2 hours away from where we live.
Yeah.
But there's also like some of the circus wagons that they use for the movie Water for Elephants, and a couple other films are either there now or were lent out. Most of them were lent out for the more current movies.
I'm excited to see this place because I haven't been there since I've moved
and the
here.
crazy thing was, and I don't remember if I told you this or not. So I'm going around because they have a wagon, this huge like barn, because they're all about preserving the history of the circus. So they have all sorts of circus wagons that they preserve. Some of them have little plaques on them, whatever. So I somehow found an article. I don't even remember where the article was. It had a lot of the old photos of the Disneyland circus that had the wagons on them because they didn't have them marked. So I actually with looking at old photos and like walking around the barn, were finding these, and like I felt like I needed to inform them that
this was at Disneyland.
Some of them did say like, you know, Walt Disney Company, you know, this was donated from Walt Disney Studios or, you know, whatever. So some of them were marked, but there were some that weren't marked. I was like, oh, do they know? Do you think they know? And Vern's like, I'm sure they do know what the history of this wagon is. Like, well, what if they don't? This is so cool.
You're like, excuse me?
Yeah,
you need to write.
This is a Disney wagon. Did you know?
She's like, you're a few thousand miles away from where you should be.
Well, and the guy that was like conducting the tour was kind of like a college days circus enthusiast. So it wasn't like he was this like circus wagon historian and knew everything about all of the wagons. He knew what he knew about the wagons that were on tour. Like that he was.
He knew his spiel.
Yeah. So I wasn't gonna go there, but I thought that'd be really fun if we could sit down with somebody there and maybe see if they know more of the history of the Disney wagons.
What do you guys think? So, like, we talked about this earlier. Like, we talk about food sometimes. You know, we talk about the park in general. Do you guys like or dislike? Like, we had that discussion topic about Shanghai Disneyland not that long ago. I know we're a Disneyland podcast, but like, does having a topic like that that's not Disneyland focused, especially for like a discussion topic, is that something that like is not interesting or like irritating because like you come for a Disneyland podcast and we talk about something else? Like this week, you know, we talked about we talked about Disney dollars, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other thing?
Imagineering story.
Oh, the Imagineering story. So that was related to Disneyland at least, but we did talk about the other parks a lot during that discussion topic. So all things Disney.
We dig all things Disney.
Well, I know that a lot of the feedback we get about the podcast is it's so nice to have a Disneyland-centered podcast. And so anytime we talk about the other parks, I always kind of feel strange because I'm like, well, I know people come, you know, if they wanted to listen to something about Disney World or Shanghai or something, they'd go find a podcast about that.
Yeah, but I guess like the meat of our the meat of the show is really the news.
Sure.
Well, the meat is also kind of, you know, each section is the meat. But so we've got like the meat.
We have no potatoes. It's all meat.
Okay, so the news is the salad. I don't know. I'm going to stop making food references. But the news section is all Disneyland.
Sure.
The trivia is usually mostly Disneyland.
But see, sometimes.
And then our discussion topics usually are Disneyland.
Oh, peppered in around all the Disneyland specific. Yeah. Because sometimes we talk about stuff that's not Disneyland. Like, even in the news, like, we'll talk about, like, if Disney's doing something in the community, we talk about that, which I think is important. Because, you know, if you're going to Disneyland, you're supporting the Disney company that's doing these things in the community. Sometimes we've talked about, like, the auctions and stuff, but that, you know, that's usually because it's Disney.
It's usually Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's mostly Disneyland.
Yeah.
I think you're just being paranoid.
Maybe. We should have a discussion topic one of these times about our bucket lists. That maybe would encourage you to write them down.
Yeah, I gotta write it down because.
Which reminds me, I haven't looked at this for a really long time. What our people have been voting on for discussion topics.
Oh.
Because maybe I need to fix that. Because Teresa has been just coming up with discussion topics every week because she goes down some rat hole and ends up.
It's Disney rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole, sorry. So we've got the vloggers thing that we still have to try to get some people on for. Little known gems in the park. What do you think they mean by that?
I don't know.
Using the Disneyland app efficiently, park etiquette. I feel like after we go to the parks a couple more times, the Disneyland app efficiently thing I think we'll have. Park etiquette we could talk about. I feel like that could get sticky.
Yeah.
Social clubs or gangs, I'm not sure. Which international park is at the top of your list and why? What Disneyland will look like at 100?
Interesting. There's a new one. There's some new ones on here.
Traveling with large groups. Cast members that make souvenir art. Disneyland Railroad history.
That's a cool one.
John Lafitte. Souvenir collectibles. Using official and unofficial apps.
How is the Play Disney Parks app supposed to work? That's a good question. Disneyland
Lego
weddings.
Store in downtown Disney. Disney Vacation Club owners or renters. Oh, we could get somebody on to talk about that maybe. Sherman Brothers. Harper Goff.
They've got a lot of cool stuff
Activities and restaurants at the hotels. Steps in Time and/or the revamped Steps in Time at Hyperion. Westcott. Disneyland weddings. I think what we should do is You know how we did a tour around the parks? Maybe we should do a tour around. And we did
hotels?
downtown Disney. We should do the hotels.
Yeah.
Because we could probably throw all those into one. Because mostly it's hotel rooms. But like the Grand Californian has like
There's things,
Storytellers
though.
Cafe and like that new bar by the pool. Over at the Disneyland Hotel there was Trader Sam's.
Well, plus they have like little events.
Yeah.
Little extra things to do. Little extra magic. I like it. Bob, I am trying to get Walt. So we're having schedule conflict issues with Walt. But yeah, Walt is on our list.
We should have interviewed him when we were with him in the park.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Walt is on our list for sure. I actually had reached out to him before we had picked your name to be on the podcast, and we just can't get schedules to line up. But it's a really tough time of year. So maybe hopefully in the spring. But that's interesting. I didn't know that he was also a vacation club member.
I did not know that either.
It's your fault, Bob. I see. I see.
So Bob, can you schedule in some walk
yeah, right.
time,
Yeah, just like
an hour and a half to
It got to the point that he was trying to figure out, like, with his work schedule, if there was a time that he could call us while he was still at work, but it wouldn't be that busy. Like, he could take a break from work.
I think he was monitoring a rover or something,
something
too. Yeah.
But you didn't hear that from us.
No. Well, guys, it is 8:30, and we've got traveling tomorrow. I've got traveling tomorrow.
You've got traveling. I've got work tomorrow.
Teresa's got work tomorrow. Oh, yeah, he's working 3 different projects, so that's tough.
Oh, yeah.
It was great hanging out with you guys tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys, because like we said, we know it's a busy, very busy time of year, especially with it being, oh my gosh, like 2 days. It's like 3 days until Christmas.
I feel like it's already after Christmas because we did our gifts yesterday. But we have more gifts this week when we're traveling for family, so it'll be fun. So,
yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for
guys.
taking time out of what I'm sure is your busy week as well. We will see you guys in the new year. This next week, I think we're going to have some type of just news, or if there's not new next week, we're going to have a news.
I had an idea on that.
Sure.
That we
Do we want to talk about? Oh, we got to talk about it. Okay.
Either way, my
happy
idea,
holidays to you too, Bob.
My idea was for the last week, the last episode, we could just do like a year in review and kind of go through and see what the big stories were.
Did we do that last year?
I think we may
I
have.
feel like we did something like that.
We may have. No, we did a look back for our like anniversary.
100 episodes or whatever it was. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it'd be fun if we just like did a year in review what the big things were news-wise for the year.
And what's coming, maybe?
Mm-hmm. So it was one of those when I started thinking about it, I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, that was just, wow, that was this year. Like, it feels like some of that stuff was forever ago. So
one of my podcasts, I don't know how this would work with Disney, but one of the podcasts I listen to, they do a special episode of like, they do a predictions show. So like it'd be maybe kind of cool to like predict what's going to happen at Disney parks in the next year.
No idea.
And then at the end of the year, they do a prediction results show, and you go back and you like pull up what your predictions were and see how well you did. Yeah. Maybe we'll do something like that at some point. Anyway, guys, have a good night.
Yes, thank you.
And
happy holidays.
And we'll see you in the new year, because even with that new episode
yeah,
coming out, it'll
drops
be the new
off
year.
on the 1st. That's right.
So
bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.